How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Mugen Fox. Today we got ourselves a few last things coming to us from TGS, the Tokyo Games Show, about Ananta. So let's get started. First things first, we do get to see, I think Enimo, the person here on this account called about Ananta over on Twitter, calls her anonym, but I think anonym might just be literally the word anonymous in this case for whoever's playing the game, because, well, I guess when you encounter her as the captain of the game, she's just an anonymous person. But yeah, this is supposed to be, I guess, Enimo. She's a cowgirl. We've already seen her in like previous event pictures that were hinting towards her in some way, shape, or form. But now I guess you get to see her, and yes, you get to go on an actual date with her, which is also, I guess, going to make a lot of people happy if you're really into that. If you like dating simulators or anything like that, the game has that too. So yes, you can literally call her up for a date, a little lunch out at a cafe, and literally interact with her and have, you know, just straight up interactions with all these characters. So yes, she is one of them. Again, another confirmation that Enimo is in the game. As for her name, she's still going to probably be called Enimo, I'm guessing. I'm not sure if this actual footage shows it necessarily, because I think they only call her Anonym still. They might change her name. They might keep her name. She might just be called Anonym. I don't know why. We'll have to wait and see if anything comes from that. But it's pretty cool. There's an entire dating mechanic, so there's that. Next up from Ananta Nova over on Twitter, we also have a basketball mini game that's being shown off. Now, we already know basketball is in the game, but here we get to see a little bit more footage of it, as well as the fact that there seems to be a sort of like side quest mission type of thing that you can do with it. Again, pretty crazy. There's also been some posts about maybe there being football in the game too, but I think that's most likely just a mod of a FIFA game or something, so I wouldn't think that's real just yet. But don't be too surprised if they do add football or other sports into the game in the future. I think that's very possible, like 100% gonna be a possibility down the line. I think a lot of sports will be added, like golf, you know, fishing might be a thing. I know fishing is not necessarily a sport, but, you know, things like that will probably be added to the game over time. Maybe not on the initial release that we get of Ananta, but eventually down the line, those things will be there. But yes, we had the basketball minigame. Let's take a look at the next thing. The next thing is coming to us from character seat 5368, who posted that basically in Ananta, you can actually watch movies. Yeah, I don't get why this is like a feature, but it is a feature. You can actually go and watch movies together with other characters. What those movies are, I don't really know. There just seem to be like random things they have in there. But yes, you can sit down and watch movies with other characters, and it's just kind of like random things. But it's kind of funny to see that they're going to be adding things like this in here too. I do hope, and I would wish, that would be really cool if you could play co-op and you can actually decide to pick what to watch together. Almost like a MMO where you can like go around with your friends and like a Second Life type of thing, right? Where you can literally just go and watch things together in it. I know games like Roblox have even done this sort of thing, or even I think there's like mods from Minecraft to implement stuff like this. Like literally a watch along, but inside of the game would be really cool. Now again, there are some issues with that. Of course, people who try to play like, you know, insensitive content and things like that, which may be an issue, but I think it's cool to see that there is literally the ability to go and watch movies in the game. Like everything is possible in this game, which is kind of crazy. Then there's also a post from Ananta Network about Taffy having a bunch of different outfits. I don't know why this was important to mention, but there you go for anybody who gives a shit about that. There's that. Then we also have confirmation that yes, you can go swimming in Ananta. I mean, we kind of already sort of knew this. We see somebody who crashed a car in the water and then has to get out, I think with Richie in this case, to be able to swim around and get out of there, which yes, the game has swimming. So, and if anybody was worried about that, it's in the game. So there's no stress about, you know, just it being one of those games where you just get stuck in the water and then you just drown and get spawned back onto land. No, there is swimming, and I'm very curious to see what people are going to try to do when they try to go out of bounds and stuff. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, swimming is in the game. Wanted to confirm that real quick. And finally, just a quick little breakdown of some of the important stuff that we got from Ananta with the interviews that happened during TGS. So we're going to quickly go through the list of stuff they talked about. Number one, no gacha. The business model, of course, there's no random gacha. All the characters are earned through story and encounters in the open world. Players start with the captain and then recruit allies like Taffy as you progress through the story. Monetization is focused on outfits and vehicles and avoiding to be pay to win. Number two, combat system designed to feel cinematic and accessible even for beginners, inspired by Chinese and Hong Kong action films and comics, emphasizes on realistic reactions, hit frames, and counters instead of flashy VFX, which means it's not going to go in the it's not going to go in the direction of like I guess Honkai the Third, or I guess more so like Genshin Impact and stuff like that. It's going more in the direction of being a realistic type of game, which is interesting that they're going in that way, because that's going to, again, emphasize that this game isn't really a gacha. This is trying to be more like something like GTA, a game that does everything, right? Number three is characters and synergy. Each character lives in the city with their own routine and lifestyle. Yes, we've seen that. You can literally even go to the gym in the game. They join forces for events similar to Marvel films. Basically, you assemble the entire squad, and then you can switch characters, their perspective to see different storylines between each of them. Then number 4, female protagonist option. Yes, at launch, players can choose a female or male or female captain, and the story stays the same, but the dialogue and gestures they do will vary slightly, which we already know. There's no facial customization of the character. Personalization is through clothing and style, and not the actual change of how the face or the hair looks like. Then number 5 is city and exploration. The city is Manhattan-sized with freely enterable buildings, interactive environments. So, for example, basketball courts you can actually play on, like we talked about earlier, and focus on rewarding curiosity and making the world feel alive. Number 6 is update philosophy. Updates, because this is a live service game, yes, updates will expand both density, so more shops, theaters, activities, and new regions and characters, and goal is keep the central city as the living core of the game, but then expand in other directions as well. Then, of course, modes. There's a story mode, which is narrative-driven, and explorer mode, which is free roaming. The TGS demo was simplified. Basically, a full release will have basically an adjusted pacing and difficulty, but for the demo, they had like a simple version where you can go around and do a bunch of different things. Number 8 is platforms and performance. For PC, console, and mobile, from the start is what you're going to get it. The same quality is going to be aimed across all those platforms. Mobile is not a cut version. It's going to be the full version of the game. But also, there has been rumors about the file size. Somebody saw that the original file size was like 250 gigabytes, which, guys, that's probably not going to be the final version of it. The most recent demo, somebody was able to see that it was around 100 gigs. And keep in mind, this is a demo version that's probably uncompressed, and they haven't spent enough time like optimizing fully just yet. And I've noticed with these sort of games, especially games from China, they do tend to spend a little more time, I would argue, optimizing it. Maybe not always necessarily, but they do tend to be pretty decent at it. So hopefully they will do a good job at actually compressing the game into something smaller than 200 gigabytes, because even they know that most people are not going to have that space on mobile or even space on their PC or console necessarily, and they want to make sure this game reaches everyone. Number 9 is multiplayer, of course. It's confirmed. Players select a world with chosen characters, details with visiting cities, hubs, etc. not yet disclosed. Then, number 10, development and engine, co-developed by China and Montreal teams, 700 to 800 staff, built in Unity actually, a heavily optimized version, of Unity and changed version for the project. 11, inspiration and atmosphere. Influences they've talked about is Persona, Yakuza, Chainsaw Man. Tone similar to Guardians of the Galaxy with a fine, lighthearted story, but still, interesting. Focus on younger heroes, unlike many darker Western open world RPGs is what they're talking about here. I guess they're kind of referring to GTA in this case. And then number 12, customization and items. The core of the game would be appearance items. So the core, I guess, microtransactions is sort of like custom dyes, vehicle customization and stuff like that is how they're going to make you pay for things. There's going to be free and paid options, obviously. In future updates, we'll even add something like house ownership, which is interesting. Number 11, collaboration plans. They're open to collaborations, but nothing right away. And then as for release, no set release date yet, aiming for simultaneous worldwide launch. Tests will be coming soon with Korean participation and full language support. Korea is considered a key market, which is interesting. And number 15, vision, the city where players can do things impossible in real life. Buildings aren't just backdrops, they can be entered and explored. Producer's definition. So yes, a game where you can freely live as your own character in a free and fun world. That is what they've described here, and that is where we're going to leave it at. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be bringing you more Ananta videos. Again, please subscribe if you do want to, because I'll be making a video where I'm going to break down every little detail about every single character in this game. I'm talking about everyone, the captain, Taffy, Enimo, every single person. I'm going to break down every little detail we've seen about them, all the gameplays. I'm going to collect everything that I can to give you a breakdown of each individual character, all their abilities, all their moves, everything. If you want to see that, please subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.